Hey everybody, it's your boy Kid Crypto. I'm back, coming to you with a fun video here. Decided we can dive into a fun topic. As we're coming into the new year, I want to say Happy New Year to all of y'all. So happy 2025, we made it. It's the second. Let's go. Y'all ready for a fun year? I hope so. What we're gonna do today with this video is gonna be a little bit shorter, much shorter. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be talking about, is XRP bullish or bearish? Is Shiba Inu bullish or bearish, right? Excuse me. And so when we dive into something like that question, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not you know, someone here to predict the future and tell you, oh my God, put all your money into this. No, it's none of that. We're going to use some logic here and answer that question for, what are your goals? What is your end game? When you're asking somebody, you're asking a friend, a family member, you probably have, that one nephew or, uncle, somebody that's into crypto and, you go and ask me, hey, is this one bullish or bearish? I remember my father always would, hey, what's the next level or what are we looking at? What are we doing? So now fast forward several years later, he's identifying levels and he's, changed his end game as well. So that's what I want to look at. The reason why I bring that up is when you're opening something like X, YouTube, Reddit, uh, I don't know what other, Facebook, Instagram, etc. I mean, you could just see here, you're going to scroll through, you're going to see people charting, people telling you this, that, and a third, right? Especially if you're in the crypto, the cookies, etc. All of that stuff is monitoring what you're looking at, so that's what's going to pop up in your feed, right? So I want to dive into how one can interpret for themselves that type of question, how to answer it. When someone asks, is it bullish or bearish? Well, what's the purpose of the question? Are you looking to invest? Are you investing, money that you're not going to miss right now? Are you short-term investing? Are you okay with investing in long-term holding? As many recommend, hey, put money into different stocks, earn dividends, etc., and sit on them for years and years, build up wealth and then compound the, profits, etc. Uh, You know, there's that. And there's also people who are day trading or putting in trades and, playing with derivatives and things like that. So if your end game is, I'm looking to learn how to invest, right? Go read up, go talk to other people who invest for, for years. There's great YouTube and books and etc. But to answer that question for yourself, what I like to do is I like to instruct people to look at higher time frames for more logical slash simplistic pattern recognition. You don't need to be, I mean, the reason why I have this screen up right here for y'all is because this is something, again, this is something that other people are doing, like myself. We're going in, we're putting in a limit cross order, right? And we're telling it, we're either longing or shorting, telling hey, we think it's going up or down in price. That's why we might be looking at extensive charts and looking at all these different metrics and hurting our heads, right? Well, let's get it more simplistic. That's what I did with my father, and it really, really turned out well, to where he started diving into the more, uh, I would say, complex version of charting and analysis. But what I did, this is like a simplistic trading view, right? And I explained to him, start with higher time frames. Look at what's going on. Start with something like the 1 hour. Okay. A lot of people go right to like 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30. And unless you're looking at putting in different trades, etc., there's no reason to start there. Go to the 1 hour. What is it doing? Okay. Well, if I look at this right here, that looks a slight downward trend, but flat. A lot of consolidation with a slight downward movement for that. So starting at the 1 hour, I'm going to zoom out here. I like to go to the 4 hour. This is where you start to see more of a pattern, right? So if you go and ask somebody, hey, is it bullish or bearish? And you zoom into a chart and you look at a 4 hour here, Well, look at tops and look at bottoms. Okay, this is how you can start identifying which way is it going, right? You can see there is a downward trend in the short term. Long term, there's a very nice upward gradual climb. So what I look for here is, okay, you can see I got a nice marker here. You'll see some people on X and Facebook and stuff saying, hey, if we break above 250 or 260, you'll see, the momentum shift to the bullish side. Well, this is why, we're breaking that downward trend, right? We're breaking that deviation. And you can see that much better on a higher time frame. If I come back here and I look on the shorter time frame, I can't really see that. Okay, I'm looking for scalping opportunities, etc. I don't want to hurt y'all's head, but that's why I'm looking at things like this is the weekly high, this is the previous day high. If I zoom in here, this is volume, sorry, value, off of volume. So value area low, volume based. Okay, value area high, volume based, and those are the price markings for that. You can see we had a deviation outside of it. This is where I shorted. I did a head short, came down, shaved some profit, came up here, it hit my stop loss, and that was the rest of my profit. I have a long that's open, but that's I do hedge shorts on a different exchange to just counter my long, and to just maximize earnings, right? So if you're not doing this right here, there's no reason to hurt your head when people are posting, it's short, it's bullish, we might see a rotation, it's going to this or that. Okay, take a deep breath. This is free, by the way. Come to tradingview.com. To get to this, I'll just show you. You go to TradingView, and I apologize for typing slower. I got a cast on my thumb. But if you come in here, you can come to markets, go to crypto, etc. Okay, you're going to go to all coins, and then you're going to click on the coin that you want and then see the chart for that coin. Once you're here, again, we're on the 4 hour. You can, this reminds me of being as like a kid in elementary school where they tell you to identify patterns, right? You ignore the um, RSI divergence indicator, okay? Just look at the pattern. You can see upward trend. And the reason why I'm not drawing it straight here is because then you got this consolidation mode, okay? So right here is where I draw the trend outward to counter the downward trend of the tops here to where they would basically meet at equilibrium, break even, cross each other, okay? If we break above this deviation here, that could be potentially bullish, right? Well, you still have this top here, this high. We would have that this is something easily identified. You can see that's the top there. So I would draw a level there and say, okay, well, if we break above 269, that's even more bullish, right? Well, then I would draw another. Let me just put that in there. Boom. Okay, get above 290, 291 range. And I have this up here for my own personal preference, but as you can see, I'm getting to the point of this is why I want to just have retail to take emotions out of it and start learning how to educate themselves, especially when it comes to your own money. You shouldn't be relying on some influencer, not even myself. Don't take it from some guy on the internet. Calls himself Kid Crypto. I mean, I'm actually an adult. It's just what my nickname's been since I feel like I've been a kids in crypto since, or how long I've been in it, since a kid. Um, so anyway, take a look at the charts. They're not scary. Again, this is 4 hours. Then zoom out to the 1 day. Okay, start scrolling out that way. You'll see my lines still suffice. It's just clear. You can see, okay, right down the trend line, right up the trend line. Okay, again, that's stuff that they'd show you like a car, boat. What's the next one in the pattern? Okay, it's kind of the same mindset. Identify a pattern, identify a trend. Which way is the momentum? Which way is the pattern going? Upward. Okay, which way is the pattern going? Downward. That's why you see a lot of people drawing these pendant type flag formations and everything. Well, it's a really good basis point. if you get into what I'm getting into, or I've been into, your chart's going to look like this. You're going to be identifying levels across the board. I still think we clear this previous month low. That's just my personal opinion. Again, that's not me. We got to go level by level. You can see all these levels prior that we'd have to get through. Uh, and if you were to look here, it doesn't look like that. Still it, unless, I mean, it still looks like that unless we break through this, to me, deviate outside the downward trend in the short term. If I zoom out to 1 week, you can see it even clear. Just less candles you have to look at. You can see where I'm getting at with this. You can actually fix that line there. And you can see where they actually cross. It's more up here to me. The 260. I've seen a lot of people on X and Facebook, etc., talk about 260. So to me, that's where the actual so 250 to 260 zone could just be a fibbing zone that they consolidate in, maybe even deviate back down to the 240. You can fix this line. Man, you can tell I have a cast on my hand. It's hard to use a non-dominant hand. Um, anyway, looking here, the final one I usually go out to is the month, and I just see what's going on with the month, right? That to me, you can already see what that looks like. Till we deviate real outside of that, like if we start coming down this way, okay, then we could argue, hey, is it bearish? You got people saying it's going back to 50 cents. Prove it to me on this chart. Looking at these charts, prove it to me. I mean, there's all these other imbalances and levels to this. That's why I say this is a grown person's game. If your goals are to make money, play the trading game and things. This is where you're gonna have to take your time, be very strict, put stop losses, but understanding what's going on within this. You got a point of control here, value area high, value area low, imbalances, okay, net longs, net shorts, open interest. These are all data points, things that people are using the math data to determine which way it's going short term though. Okay. These are for some are doing it long term, getting that generational juice. Shout out Kimba. That's what if you're doing prepping like I have, if I sign into my trading view, for the purpose of this, I signed into my, platform's account just to make it easy. But if I sign into my personal one, you would see I have drawings back to when it was back under 50 cents. So you would see that I have all these crazy lines back here. Okay. And it's just how I was, charting what I was doing. And at the time I was doing it on this, and then I grew to this. Okay, so this still will suffice if you're doing long term. Like I want to see which way the market's moving long term or short term. Okay, and you can see that here. I see this here on the monthly. Now let's go to 1 week. Okay, 1 week, bullish. Okay, consolidation, bullish, 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 bullish. Uh-oh. Oh, what's it doing? What's it doing? Second one confirms it. Okay, okay, okay. I mean, obviously you would use 30-minute candles more for that concept, but even on the higher time percent. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And then obviously a case came in here if you know anything about XRP. Okay. And then it just stayed flat. Went through a long consolidation, had one deviation here for one of the greatest rulings in history, in my opinion. It obviously in the crypto space, but just personal dear to me, I'm going to be biased. And then you got it, boom, 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 and breaks out. Okay. And then you can see here, to me, this it cleared. This it made a new higher high on this time frame. It's coming for this one. Okay, that's how I'm looking at it. Till it deviates. There's that. You always want to plan for the worst too, so it could do not that far low. I think it would go more like right about there. 176-ish, 174. Again, that's just personal. That's just something I have in my mind as like a marker that it could get around, clearing that previous month low. But it might not go down there. Again, I mean, that's just, we got to take it level by level. Right now, if I'm looking at this, determining if it's bearish or bullish, again, what's your end game? Short term, I'm more bearish on it, just short term. Okay. Long term, I would come over here and look at the higher time frames. I'm much more bullish, much more. This is more spot bag, as they call it, long-term holding. I'm not looking to cash it out tomorrow. Now, obviously, if it's $100 tomorrow, $20 something, okay, different story. That's not fair. Um, and we can take a look at Shiba Inu as well. That's another one that I hold dear to my heart. Again, if you come in, I have it on my exo chart too, which is down here. I got it over here, but it's gonna take forever to load. So if you just go to CoinGecko and click live charts, you can come in here. I think it takes you to the Gecko terminal. Some use DEX tools. It just depends on what your preference is. But again, start with the higher time frame. Consolidation, little peaks here and there. Boom, beautiful bull run. Y'all remember that iconic? Look at that. Beautiful run up back in March. That to me was like the beautiful start of what was going on this year. If you go back, we even have the monster that lets you go back that far. I don't know if it does. Doesn't look like it, but that's how I would do it, y'all. Especially it starts with, again, that first question. What's your end game? If you're looking to learn investments, if you're looking to Uh, again, Warren Buffett talked about if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you'll forever be doing life wrong. That's how I changed the quote to make sure it basically set in stone in my mind. Hey, learn how to make money while sleeping. Okay, well, investing's one way. It's not financial advice. It's just you literally can type it in on ChatGPT. Other ways to make money, right? You don't want to be stuck to just a job. You want to be creative. Go be an entrepreneur. Go figure out ways to make money. Okay, well, if investing is one of them, how do I start? This is one way. Look at higher time frame charts and just identify patterns. Which way is it going? Okay, there's a slight downward trend. To me, this is all consolidations with little deviations inside and outside of value. The way you see that value better is something like this. You can start zooming out and seeing value and seeing different imbalances, single prints, and etc. This is just more in-depth analysis. Okay, so if you see someone saying, hey, tomorrow it's going to $3, or this is going to this is going, again, just look at the data, see what it's telling you. Okay, come in here, look at the high. Okay, is it going to $3? Let me see. Came in here and it looks like this. I'd be like, well, it's actually pretty bullish to me, in my opinion. Like looking at this. Sorry, I kept clicking because I was trying to actually remember how to get it off that because I don't use Trading View anymore. I use Trading Light as well as Exo charts. But in here, I'd be like, oh, okay, there is potential to go to $3, right? So that's, again, take it with a grain of salt. Once you get more into this and you start understanding it better, you'll be able to identify other metrics. Like, for example, look at these right here. They tell you what's going on. We have the FOMC minutes coming up. That's huge. We need to see if the Federal Reserve is going to start that quantitative easing that I talked about in a previous video, which will help kick altcoin season off, right? Quantitative easing is needed for us to see that money printer turn on and money get injected into the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Once we see that take off, that there's going to be more money for people to put in things like this for risk on assets. So we'll start to see these other, if we start to see that, we'll see candles going to the bullish side. If we get tightening, we might see it go to the bearish side, which you'll be able to identify from right here, from this close to here, from December 9th, you can see the date down at the bottom, to right before Christmas, it was bearish. There was a few weeks it was just red. It was just a slow crab crawl, as my father and I described it. It was just crab walking down. Doo doo doo. So, if you start to see that trend, you'll identify it on the higher time frames. You'll see that on the weekly, 4 hour, the 1 day, etc. So, again, this wasn't financial advice. Hopefully, this helps y'all. Could be a boring whatever video, but I wanted to make this for y'all so y'all can start understanding. We see all these people charting and all this stuff. Take a step back, figure out what your end game is, and go from there. Just identify simplistic patterns, and then start tops, bottoms. That's what you could think about. You could even draw levels here with these bottoms here, with long candles down and long candles up. So hopefully this helps y'all. Until next time, next video I'll be doing over the weekend, I'll be looking to cover a lot more on Shiba Inu. I need to do some updates there. I haven't dived into Shiba Inu in a while. So we'll be doing a little bit of charting and some analysis there, but also some news that I think is very important for the community that's out there that might not be a part of the Discord or on the X following different information sources, etc. Need to know. So we'll dive into that. Until then, Happy New Year, everybody. Love y'all. Stay safe. Till next time.